Being in college, sometimes people need rides to and from places, whether or not that's going into town, going to meet friends, or just getting into class. The current solution right now is Uber, Lyft, taxi, or the public bus service system. But there are other solutions being made right now. The solution to this is Google. So Google, about 4 years ago, created the Waymo Google Product Foundation. This is basically where they're taking cars and they're using Google Maps and they're partnering that with a drone car, basically. That means there's nobody in the car and nobody drives the car. It's all done off of an electronic mainframe. So I'm going to cover who created the project, who started it, how it works, and how it's applicable to real-life solutions. So to understand the cars first, you have to know who made them. Google started the product, but they eventually passed it off to a private company called Waymo. So they're partnered, but Google doesn't really have their name on it anymore. And so these cars are actually in production today, and they're actually being driven around. Waymo has over 2 million miles tested on real streets during busy days and also on side streets and with testing. So their idea is that if the cars are made off of a mainframe, then there will be less error, human error, and less mistakes, no drunk driving accidents if there's no drunk driver, and also more ways for people to get around town. So they plan on doing it by basically covering the car in sensors. So they rounded out the shape of the car in order to make the sensors cover more of a range, and they put a high range camera on the top. So if a person was riding a bike and were to signal with their left hand that they're crossing left, this can see them from over 2 football fields away. So they can definitely see farther than the human eye. They also have sensors in the tires and underneath the body of the car that tracks distance and where the car is going. This is all done through a map system, Google Maps, and they basically can set a destination in the back of the car and it will follow it using Google Maps. It can sense obstacles, pedestrians, people crossing the street, anything like that. And the interior is designed for riding, not driving, so the seats are completely adjustable and all that good stuff. So the goal is to minimize accidents, drunk driving, inattentive driving, and also just freak accidents like a deer crossing the road. They have a faster reaction time than people, and they also are able to plot a course more efficiently. So every time there's an accident or a collision, the cars are alerted and it plots a course around that collision, so it actually saves time. I actually have a little video, kind of shows it.
Typically moves to keep a safe distance away from large obstacles, like this truck stopped on the side of the road. Now we're approaching a railroad crossing, which requires special care. Notice the red fence and railroad sign that appears to the computer as we approach the intersection. This means that we'll wait until the tracks are clear of other vehicles before proceeding. Our cars treat cyclists as a special category of moving object. Watch in this example, when the cyclist holds up his arm, our software detects the hand signal and predicts his movement into our lane. The car knows to continue yielding to the cyclist passing by, even when he changes his mind, multiple times.
So like I said, these cars can see up to 2 football fields away, directly from the front and the side, although the side's not usually necessary, and also behind them. So if a car is speeding and about to pass, the car knows not to change lanes or switch. So it has a complete 360-degree field of view, whereas a human being only has about a 180, and that's if their head is on a constant swivel. So their other option is also to increase the availability of public transportation. These will be like Uber and Lyft, and they will charge like a taxi service, but they will also enable it to where you can get passes like buses. Eventually, they plan on creating actual bus transportation and influencing that into the community, but that's still kind of a work in progress. So Waymo has started something that could very well change the future of both transportation and how we drive and get to places. This is a very cool and interesting project, and you'll definitely be hearing about it in the news later on. Thank you for listening to my speech, and that is about all. Now you all get to be in speech for a couple of seconds as proof.